Cruise news time, and well, we've got an update for cruisers impacted by the LA fires. Carnival, they've done away with a couple more things, and Royal Caribbean is getting sued. That plus more. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Lido, Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face on a Sunday the 12th of January, 2025. And let's start by talking about the devastation on the west coast of the United States near Los Angeles, California. Wildfires raging, destroying populated areas, destroying homes, taking lives. Devastation. The footage coming out from the Palisades. I'm not familiar with all the geography there, but I saw footage from Palisades. Just houses just destroyed, gone. People's lives impacted. Like I said, loss of life. And while it's very secondary, cruising does happen from that area. And cruise lines are now responding to the event that is going on there. Norwegian Cruise Line giving $50,000 to the Red Cross, and all of the cruise lines that are operating in that area. I've seen statements from Norwegian, Carnival, Princess, I'm sure the others. They're all working with cruisers that are impacted, cruisers that were supposed to sail from that area impacted by the fires. All of the cruise companies are working there to make sure that people can cancel their cruises without any penalty. Some of the cruise lines are also giving, future cruise credit for cruisers that have to cancel or can't go on their cruise. It's just a terrible, terrible story. Certainly, if you're a praying person, this would be a good time to pray. And then action is always good also. Take some of your treasure and give it to organizations that are helping people out there. Like I said, the Red Cross is working, but find whatever charitable organization you like to work with if you can, and maybe help the people out there dealing with this tragedy. And, that's true for all tragedies. Obviously there's stuff that happens all over the place. So it's whatever you feel like you should do, but certainly a large swath of people out there in the hurt locker, and a lot of them cruisers. So it's a sad situation. Cruise news story number 2, we got a warning coming out about the Legionella bacteria. We've seen a few of these stories over the last few months, how the CDC has identified people that have been on cruise ships that have come down or, been diagnosed with Legionella. Legionella is one of the outcomes of being exposed to the Legionella bacteria. Legionnaire's disease is another one. Then now we have some cruisers who cruised on Royal Caribbean's Symphony of the Seas posting that they have received a letter from Royal Caribbean stating that 2 passengers that sailed on the Symphony of the Seas, one in October, one in December of 2024, has come down with Legionella, has tested positive for Legionella. They're not saying that it happened on the cruise ship, but that these people were on the Symphony of the Seas. And so they're telling people to be mindful of this whole situation, to be on the lookout for any symptoms, those kind of things. Legionella, the bacteria fortunately not passed from person to person, but it happens where there's like water. So hot tubs and sinks and faucets, air conditioning units, all kinds of places like that. And of course, when the CDC brings this up to a cruise company, they're going to kick in their certain procedures to go to those specific places where the Legionella bacteria can live and do those kind of testings and cleaning. So hopefully everybody is fine in those scenarios. But again, passengers are getting these letters so that they know to be on the lookout if they start having symptoms. Now, before we get to cruise news story number 3, you may notice I am in the process of rearranging. Look, I brought the Eiffel Tower from the house, 11,000 Lego pieces. I'm going to continue to arrange the studio, but I do want to throw it back to when the studio was arranged in a different way. Take care of a little business here and give a shout out to the sponsor of today's episode. Well, the IRS has just released a new warning to consumers to be on the lookout for identity thieves and scammers when using the internet. Surprise, the internet can be a troubling place, especially if you do not protect your private data. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the sponsor of today's episode, Private Internet Access VPN. Private Internet Access VPN is an application that encrypts your internet data, keeping it away from hackers and prying eyes. And look, protecting your internet data isn't the only thing that PIA VPN does. It also helps you with geofencing. I've recently been watching a TV show featuring the actor Morgan Freeman, which has made me want to rewatch The Shawshank Redemption, considered by many one of the best films ever. And well, sadly, Shawshank Redemption is not available to stream on Netflix here in the United States, but it is in Canada. With PIA VPN, you can connect to a server in Canada and watch Andy Dufresne make his escape to the beach. PIA VPN has a 20-day money-back guarantee. They offer 24/7 support. They don't store any of your personal data, and you can cover unlimited devices for one low price. Now you can try PIA VPN for yourself at a discounted price. Go to my link, www.piavpn.com/La Lido Loca for 83% off of your subscription. That equals about $2.03 a month, and you get 4 months entirely free. piavpn.com/La Lido Loca. Thank you, PIA VPN, for sponsoring today's episode. All right, cruise news story number 3 and 4. Let's talk about a couple things that Carnival Cruise Line is doing away with. Then, of course, we have to talk about this lawsuit that people are filing against Royal Caribbean. First, the AARP discount. I talked probably 2 or 3 weeks ago about how this thing has been on a declining scale when it comes to gift cards for Carnival. At one point, you used to be able to get a 10% discount, and then it dropped to an 8% discount, and then, well, now there's no discount. AARP is no longer selling Carnival cruise gift cards at a discount or any other price. So that whole discount program for Carnival through AARP is a gone pecan. It does not exist anymore. And then another thing that Carnival has done away with, cruise news story number 4, is a whole mess of hand sanitizer dispensers. A lot of people make this comment when we talk about washing hands. A lot of people jump on and say, hand sanitizer is not a replacement for washing your hands. It doesn't really stop the norovirus. I've seen a lot of those comments, and well, there is some validity to it, because Carnival has decided, instead of, having hand sanitizer dispensers around some of their eateries, which may give people a false sense that they're doing the right thing by sanitizing their hands, which I'm assuming that's better than nothing. But if it's not actually killing anything, then is it better than nothing? I'm saying Carnival's saying no. So they've taken out those hand sanitizer stations, and they want to encourage people to wash their hands. It's simple, and I've been trying to do it. The more and more of these norovirus stories I hear, I'm like, all right, I'm going to do the happy birthday thing. Yeah, I think the best thing that you're supposed to do when you wash your hands is do the happy birthday song, like a good 20-second, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, the whole 20-second thing, so that you get your hands clean. And now Carnival's trying to encourage that by getting rid of the hand sanitizer stations, which at first blush, you think, wow, that seems weird, but it seems like that may be the path to get to better sanitation. What do you think about that? A happy birthday song. Shout out Ludacris. Yes. Okay. Let's talk about the Royal Caribbean getting sued. But before we do that, let me quickly invite you to subscribe if you like staying up to date with everything going on in cruising. Please consider subscribing. Man, that's good Sunday cruising. Please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Man, I had a good time last week on Margaritaville at Sea Islander. I had excursion in Cancun, excursion in Progreso. Exciting. But here, I just want to show you this. If you tracked along last week, you know that they kept piling on the towel animals for me. And again, I had a great room steward, Rudy. I couldn't find it in my heart to undo that dude's work. So this is what my couch looked like as the last day of my cruise. There's a whole couch load of towel animals. Hopefully he can reuse them. I don't know. Do you think they reuse these? That's another reason why I didn't want to unfold them as much as I thought it would be a funny gag. There's more. There was a big towel animal event on board, but I'll share more of that later. I still got more Margaritaville at Sea stuff to share with you. So I'll have a ship tour coming out and then a recap of the whole experience. I don't know if you've noticed the changes with the channel, but I've been posting every other day. I've been moving away from a daily posting of cruise news. I get bored, right? And been doing cruise news for a long time. I've really enjoyed going out on these cruises and sharing cruise ships with you and sharing the ports. And so I've been trying to mix it in. I figure at least once a week, if we get here and talk about news, might be news that other people have talked about already, but I just want to bring what I think are the important stories to you. That may happen one time a week, that may happen 2 times a week. I don't know, but so if things look a little different, I just want to tell you that that's intentional, like working on the set, working on getting my lovely Jenny B over here to talk to me about some stuff, working on a lot of stuff. And so hang with me like a hair in a biscuit if you could. But yeah, don't let the change fear you. Don't let it make you afraid. Cruise news will still be here in some form, and we'll have some cruise ship stuff and probably some other stuff. So yeah. Just, sometimes, I just change stuff and I don't really say anything about it. So I just wanted to say something about it. All right, here's the Royal Caribbean gets sued story. Last year, it was discovered that there was a crew member, Arvin Marisol, I believe it's named. The crew member was filming passengers in their bathroom with a hidden camera. And he was found guilty of doing that, and he was sentenced to 30 years in prison. He was filming people undressed. He was filming people that were over the age of 18, and he was filming people that was under the age of 18. And when you film somebody under the age of 18, then that's a whole other kind of charge. I heard some people when I announced that he had the 30-year sentence, like, 30 years for just filming. He was filming kids, so that's bad, right? And now we have 19 cruise passengers that were part of the people that were being filmed. They're now suing Royal Caribbean so that they can be financially compensated for this activity. This lawsuit brought forth by the 19 plaintiffs, this is in addition to a class action lawsuit that has been brought forth. Camera was discovered back in March of 2023. 150 individuals filmed by this camera, including 40 kids in various states of undressed. These images and videos uploaded to the dark web. This is some bad stuff. The lawsuit alleges that Royal Caribbean should have anticipated this kind of activity and done a better job on the front end, preventing an individual like this from working for them. That's the contention of the lawsuit. It's at the very beginning. The thing has been filed. This will happen over time. But yeah, it's, obviously Royal immediately fired the guy and all that kind of stuff, but now the legal system will have to work out what their culpability is, if there is culpability, and that will go forward. Hopefully justice is served in whatever way it needs to be served. But yeah, so lawsuit goes forth, and we'll see what happens with that. I still can't stop thinking about those towel animals. Let that be our question of the day. What is your favorite cruise ship towel animal? How do you like to see the linens folded? What floats your boat? Leave a comment below. Thanks again for checking out today's episode. Hit that like button on the way out. A big thanks to Private Internet Access VPN for sponsoring today's episode. It's Tony for Lido, Loca. Until then, there's going to be a recommended video. Check that out next. It's Tony for Lido, Loca. Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.
Cruise news, cruise news, cruise news, it's over.